Hello, Julie here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to have a flip through of my latest journal. It's a very chunky little journal. It's only got 2 signatures, but it's quite fat. I have used throughout this journal papers from SunflowersAndDors, and the digital collection that I'm using is called Floral News. There are 3 different versions of Floral News. This is the first one, so this is just called Floral News. Anyway, so let's get started. I've got a wraparound fabric cover, so it's got fabric on the inside and the outside, and it's got a layer of watercolour paper in between, and they have been attached using double-sided interfacing, so they ironed on there, they won't come off, and plus I've stitched around the outside of the whole thing to ensure that it's nice and sturdy and it will hold itself and not come apart. So even if this fabric does fray a bit, which I don't think it will because it is a heavy curtain fabric, although the fabric on the inside is just a cotton. I have used sari silk as my closure, and I've put an eyelet in there, and I've used that sari silk to tie that around. I've made some paper beads to put on the ends of the sari silk that wrap around here and make my closure. And I've bound my signatures into my cover using this ribbon, and I've made paper beads to go onto those ribbons as decoration there. I have from my back cover is plain, and the front cover I've put just a little collage on here with with a ruffle made of lace. I've used some papers and some chipboard on here, and I don't know whether you can see it or not, but I have got a wink of Stella on that flower there. I've got stitching on there. Now there's a lot of stitching throughout this whole album, but you'll see that as we go along. So as I said, it's 2 signatures and it's quite chunky. Okay. So I've made an inside fabric pocket using the same fabric as I've used on the inside of the cover. I've used the lace ruffles. Now I've used ruffles extensively through here. Some of them are lace and some of them are fabric. I've put a little cluster there and a little dangle and one of the flowers from the kit. And I've also made 2 tags. One's got a little dangle on it here. And they are backed with, this one's backed with wrapping paper, you know, like you get in your parcels, and this one's wrapped with, this is a collage sheet that I did like a masterboard, and once again everything's stitched around. This one is stitched around with a lighter cotton, and this one is done with black. So that's the front pocket. There is heaps and heaps of room in here for you to add any other things that you want to add to it. This journal will be in my Etsy shop for sale, Etsy and Ko-fi for sale. It'll be in there when you're looking at this video, so if you're interested you can pop over and check that out. So I have left a reasonable amount of room in here for writing. Here we have another one of those lace ruffles, just with a little bit of embellishment there. All of the pages have been stitched around as well as all of the embellishments. This could be just your title page. You could put a photo or whatever you wanted to on there. I have done on all of the plain pages, I've done some stenciling. I've used a Papercraft stencil and vintage photo ink to do the stenciling. This is a vellum page, so I've printed one of the sheets of this digital onto vellum, and I just put that in there. This is an over the page pocket. Now it is closed with a magnet. I don't know whether you can hear that click or not, but yes, once this goes over your page it won't come off. I've put a tag in there. The pocket on here is tracing paper, coffee dyed tracing paper, also this one, and there's a tag in there as well. Some of these tags I've decorated, some of them I haven't. Most of them I have. There's not too many that aren't decorated, but I did, oh, and that's the inside for your journaling. I've just put some little decorative things across there. That helps to stop the magnets from being visible. Here I've used a paper bag, and so I've put the paper bag into my signature, and so I've got a small section of it here with a thin tag. All of the tags can be written on the back, and I have covered the paper bag with gold printed vellum. I bought that in a book, I didn't do that myself. And in here is another tall tag. You can see on the background there, that is a laser cut sheet out of a paper pad. I don't know whether you can see it or not, but there is a little piece of netting under there. I've used netting, gauze and or cheesecloth as to embellish in as well in here. So here's another plain writing page. Here we have a coffee dyed doily. Here we have another page. You could put it whatever you like there. I've put a fabric ruffle on here. Writing. Here we have a pocket. We've got a lace ruffle, and then we've just got a lot of flowers on there. I've got a piece of the netting on there as well. Got a little tag in there and a number. In here, this is a printed vellum, just a little pocket. These are die cuts that I have put glossy, coloured and then put glossy accents on. And in here I've just put a few little scraps of the pattern paper and a few of the little fussy cuts that are left over, some flowers and some tags and things. And I'll just pop them in there. So this is a nice thin, feels lovely coffee dyed paper. I've stenciled on that. Here we have an envelope and just the back of it, so that's the back of it. I've just put a little cluster on there with a wax seal, and we can open our envelope and we've got a journaling card in there, and once again we've got some of that tulle on there. Now I have left all of the strings on here, but if you're not a fan of that, easy enough to cut them off. So that goes in there. And I've put a little, turn this tag here into a belly band. I've put a ruffle on there as a grip. A bit more cheesecloth here on top of my thing. And in here I've put an envelope that I've stitched around, and that's empty, but you could put whatever you like in that. And that just pops into that belly band there. Here's the centre of our first signature, and you can see there the ribbon that I have bound the signature into the journal with. Here's the other side of that envelope embellishment that I created. I've just put this here as a little stop that opens out, and in here I've put two journaling cards. I've put a coffee dyed lace pattern paper on those two, and they just fit in there nicely. And then that goes back under there, just all shut. This is a die cut that I have just inked around and stuck on top of that little label. Here we just have a little bit of an embellishment there, a label and a floral piece from the kit. This is that same paper. It's nice and thin. It's out of a sketchbook or something. This is a journaling tag that I created with some dangles on. There's a couple of them in here, I think. It's got some lace and some gold braid there. It pops in under there. And then we've got another envelope here. Here we've got this fabric here is the same as the interior fabric of the cover. Had a bit of an offcut, so I thought I'd turn it into a ruffle. There's the other part of our doily. Here's the other side of our paper bag, so you can see a bit better here the vellum, gold printed vellum. And here's another one of those tags with the dangle. Here I've got a sewing pattern ruffle with a gold braid down the centre of it. And on this side we have like a half pocket, and in here I've put a file folder. Like so. Lace coffee dyed paper. Here's the other side of our vellum sheet. This is a page of, your packing paper. This is an embellishment that I created following a tutorial by Julie over at Camellia Craft Designs. So there's a pocket there, there's a pocket here, there's a pocket here, here, and every second one of these is a journaling spot. And then we've got our two large tags in here. So this is attached as a belly band. And that's our first signature. Now, our second signature, I've put I've inked around this die cut and just attached that as a little decoration on there. We have another vellum print, coffee dyed paper, another paper bag pocket with a thin tag on this side. I've added some butterflies on there, and I've used a crocheted lace flower as my tab. And here I've got a piece of chipboard on a piece of cheesecloth as a decoration, and then I've got my tag, another tall slim tag in there. Here we just have a belly band, so it's a double belly band actually, I've got that. So there's space in here for something, and there's space in here for something. So you could pop some photos or whatever in there, or even some hidden journaling, pop it in there. Our doily. Here we have a pocket that I've just added that tag to as an embellishment. It just sits there. It's not a tuck spot or anything like that. It's got one of the ruffle tops on it, and a couple of journaling tags to pop in there. Here we have a little tuck spot. So there's embellishment with a little tuck spot, and here we've got the double file folder little pocket. Can go in either way. And then it's a bit hard to see while it's on an angle like that, isn't it? But it's certainly a very chunky little journal. There we have a journaling card with more of that laser cut pattern paper. You feel free to move all of these things around anyway as you see fit. It's our binding once again. And here's the other side of our envelope pocket. So I've just put that tag on there as our closure. And we've got another one of those journaling cards in there. And that pops back under there. And we've got another little tuck spot there with another little file folder pocket. So that's where you can put a few little bits and pieces. Here we have another pocket with a little tag behind it. It's just stuck on there as a decoration. Here we have another one of those magnetic over the page pocket things. With a tag in there and a pocket here with a tag in it as well. Once again, those pockets are made of coffee dyed tracing paper, and it closes with a magnet. So that will stay there, won't fall out. Our doily. Here's the other side of our paper bag. We've got, it's a bit hard to hold these pages back and try and get things in and out at the same time. So I've used butterflies on here for embellishments, and I've got a piece of the tulle there as well. And on this side we've just got a half-page pocket with a journaling tag in it and a black seal on that one. Here we have a little embellishment that opens out. It's got a tag here. This is made with vellum on the inside. Another pocket here, and this pocket is, well, it's a double. It's got two tags in it, come out through the top. So a pocket at the top, which is very hard to get into when you're not looking at it from the top and able to move it around. And that opens. We've got another one here. So the whole inside of this little embellishment is vellum. I do have a video on how I created that. There's another pocket there. I followed a tutorial by, I can't remember who, but I'll put it in the description box below. And here's our vellum packing page, printed paper from the digital kit, and here's our back pocket. And we've got this is a pocket, so that opens out like that, and a tag with a charm. They pop in there. Then we've just got a little cluster here to embellish, and that's it. So we're now back to our inside cover. So as you can see, she's a bit chunky. She likes to open out a lot. So she closes up. Using this sari silk, and as I said, I put the paper beads on the end to coincide or coordinate with the beads that are on the seam dangles. Okay, so that's it. That's my journal all finished. So this will be, as I said, in my Ko-fi shop and my Etsy shop. So if you're interested, pop over and check it out. I'll also put a link in the description box to any videos that I made while I was creating this journal, if you want to see how any of those embellishments were made. So there we go. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have enjoyed my video, and I hope that you can join me when I post my next video. Okay, bye.